he rescues Naomi Hunter. Now let's talk about her for a second. She's the world's foremost authority on gene therapy and Foxhound's former medical officer. She's also an expert on nanomachine technology. This is her, if you forget. That's her on the left. Dr. Naomi. She invented the technique called gene targeting and used it to develop an assassin virus called FoxDie upon the request of the DIA. When she injected Solid Snake with the anti-freezing peptides before he infiltrated Shadow Moses. What's up, man? That's funny. Another follower just disappeared. I'm sorry you're not enjoying the stream, bro. Look, I do this because I give a shit. That's right. I'm sorry you're not enjoying it, but this is what I'm doing, man. Hyrule Denizen, what's up, my friend? Calling you out alert. Hi, how are you? Anyway, the CIA had mandated Snake be used as a vector for FoxDie so that they could kill the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, a.k.a. Sigan. So that black guy that we killed in the first game accidentally because of the FoxDie, that black guy, the president of Arms Tech, that was Sigan. He was just older then. Anyways, Naomi was actually an orphan from Rhodesia who was saved by Gray Fox, calling himself Frank Hunter. Big Boss helped her and Gray Fox immigrate to America. The two of them lived together as brother and sister until they entered college. She held a grudge against Solid Snake for Gray Fox's death, secretly planned the program FoxDie to target Snake. Once her plot was discovered, she was arrested, and in the middle of Shadow Moses' mission on charges of treason, was sent to a federal prison. After the Shadow Moses incident, it was revealed that Solid Snake was not a FoxDie target after all. So, just so that everybody understands, she grew up with Frank Yeager, which is why she revered him. So, at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid, the first one, she wanted to kill Snake the whole time because she blamed him for the death of Frank Yeager. But Frank Yeager was still alive. She didn't know that. He was still alive thanks to the Patriots, basically. So, there's that. Okay, I can't show you any of that stuff yet. So that's Naomi Hunter. So he rescues her, and that's her. This is Frank Yeager, again, for those, he's the true name of Gray Fox. Big Boss rescues them both. In 1989, at the same time, Raiden was sent to war as a child. Naomi Hunter, Frank Yeager, Big Boss, and then we have Solid Snake and Raiden. Solid Snake being this guy. He's also the former president, George Sears, the third Snake. It's a pure clone created from Big Boss's body cells, perfectly matching his DNA pattern. He wore an eye patch after losing his left eye during his Harrier assault on Raiden and wielded two swords, the Minshu and the Democrat and Republican blades. What? He wore an enhancement suit equipped with artificial muscle that used reflex action to dissipate any and all damage. The two snake arms attached at the shoulders capable of firing guided missiles. He commanded the Tengu Special Forces Unit. While in office, he worked to bring about the Shadow Moses incident, using Revolver Ocelot as a pawn under the orders from the Patriots. After pressure resulting from the 2005 Shadow Moses, forced him out of office. And in 2009, upon learning of the existence of the massive Metal Gear Arsenal gear, he disguised himself as he enlisted the presidential anti-terrorist unit Dead Cell to help him steal it. He succeeded in taking over the Big Shell, took hostage of the current president, James Johnson. They called his group the Sons of Liberty and demanded $30 billion. During his participation in the 1980s Liberian War, he kidnapped child soldiers all the time, drilled them with combat training, and sent them out in the field as child soldiers. Among those children were Raiden And in a manner of speaking, Solid Snake was Raiden's adoptive father. Solid Snake's aim, and he wanted to secure a list of the Patriots whom he stood against. The neural AI, this is important, guys, again, the AI. What? Oh, okay. Anyways, the neural AI GW is a supermassive data processing system designed to control data on a global scale. Solid Snake consequently assumed that it would contain information on the Patriots. After securing the list, he planned to kill the 12 heads of the Patriots. But the worm cluster that Raiden uploaded into GW disabled the system, and Solidus was unable to retrieve the list. By detonating the pure hydrogen bomb aboard Arsenal Gear in the atmosphere above Manhattan, he planned to destroy all electronic devices, bringing Wall Street to a halt and spurring the world into panic. He would free Manhattan from its digital yoke and establish a liberated zone, an outer haven in its place. The discovery that Revolver Ocelot was an agent for the Patriots, what's up, Craig, and that Raiden was being manipulated by them as well, forced Solidus back to the wall. He crashed Arsenal Gear into New York City's Federal Hall in an effort to strike at the Patriots. Having lost GW, Solidus Snake felt that his final lead on the Patriots' identities lied inside the nanomachines within Raiden's brain and the pattern of nerves they created, and faced Raiden in man-to-man combat, resulting in his own death. So, now we know that at this time, Liquid was in the SIS. So much stuff happening. See, guys, we're almost done because we're not going to do any of those with the 4s. So we're almost done. Outer Haven Uprising, 1994. This time, Big Boss. These are all the bad guys from the Nintendo game, by the way. So this time, Big Boss, having older, worked with Colonel Campbell, Roy Campbell, Frank Yeager, and Solid Snake. That was Foxhound. Foxhound had Frank Yeager, Roy Campbell, and Solid Snake. Right? The Resistance was Steve. He was a member of the movement that fought to suppress the Outer Haven Uprising. Although he is Diane's older brother, he does not share with her passion for the Resistance. So there's a Resistance. Now we're talking about the Nintendo game now, guys. Diane, Steve's younger sister, a member of the Resistance, fought to oppress the Outer Haven Uprising. She formerly sang for the positive punk band Thin Wall. And the field, I don't know. She provided Solid Snake with intelligence regarding the mercenaries. So she helped. So the Resistance basically helped Solid Snake attack the Outer Haven Uprising. And at the time, Solid Snake didn't know that his commander, Big Boss, was actually the leader of the Outer Haven Uprising. These are the Resistance soldiers that helped him. Jennifer, she's a member of the movement, helped him out. She refused, proud and cautious by nature, she refused to answer any transmissions from Solid Snake until she was certain he could be trusted. And then there's Kyle Schneider. He was the leader of the Resistance movement that fought to suppress the Outer Haven Uprising. Formerly in our... this part doesn't matter. After the fall of Haven, Schneider felt that he had lost his reason for living and began to resonate with Big Boss's dreams of creating a world which soldiers could fulfill their sole purpose in life. Shortly after Big Boss gained leadership over Zanzibar land, Schneider became his ally this time. In 1999, during the Zanzibar disturbance, Schneider came to Zanzibar land's defense as a mercenary known as Black Ninja. We haven't gotten to that yet. We're in the Outer Haven incident. So this is basically Metal Gear, the first game for Nintendo. So Big Boss was the leader. We know that. Who are these guys? Who's Petrovich Madnar? That's his picture. Lord Drago Petrovich Madnar. He developed the original Metal Gear using all the work from the other guys. He's a medical cybernetics engineer and a robotology researcher well known throughout Eastern Europe. His work combined the disciplines of physiology, mechanical engineering, and systems engineering. MSX. You're right, Hyrule. I take it back. MSX. He created the nuclear-armed bipedal walking tank Metal Gear TX-55. Wait. Oh my god. I can't get that picture to go bigger, but that's it right there. That's the thing that he developed. Wait. Hang on, I'm losing my spot. There it is. The concept for the talking was first proposed by Granin. Remember Granin? So this is the guy, Madnar for the MSX. Using that expertise, together with Big Boss at Outer Haven, he created the Metal Gear TX-55 and the TX-11 Cyberoid. I don't know what this is. The same technology was... it was basically an artificial intelligence capable of autonomous combat. Even though... during the first Metal Gear, he was rescued by Solid Snake during the Outer Haven uprising. Big Boss's philosophical outlook resonated with him. And the Snatcher Project... What's the Snatcher Project? It's an experiment proposed by him to use medical cybernetic technology to create a cyborg. Oh, there we go. So he's the guy who created the cyborg stuff. Which Dennis? Which Dennis are you talking about, Craig? I'd be at Dennis's stream, but since his stream is fucking up, you're at mine. Thanks, dude. Subjects would undergo surgery to replace their bodies. So basically, he created it. When he was found after his battle with Solid Snake, Big Boss had lost both of his arms, both of his legs, and his right eye. Wait. When he was found after the battle with Solid Snake. Wait a minute. So this is a Snatcher Project. After his death at the hands of Solid Snake, Big Boss became the first test subject. When he was found after his battle with Solid Snake, Big Boss had lost both arms, both legs, his right eye, and his right ear. Snatcher Project brought him back from the dead. His right eye was lost in training, though. We know that. Anyways, bringing him back to life at the Zanzibar Land incident. So the reason he came back to life is because of this doctor that Solid Snake saved. Okay, I get it. He conspired with Big Boss to kidnap Kyo Marv, was ultimately stopped by Solid Snake. So that's him. So that we get these things taken care of. And I guess there's Ellen Madnar, daughter of Dr. Petrovich Madnar, and former star of the ballet troupe. She was imprisoned alongside her father in the Outer Haven uprising until her rescue at the hands of Solid Snake. So Solid Snake rescued her. Gotcha. Jennifer's brother, full name unknown, who was among soldiers captured on the onset of Outer Haven. Got it. So here, these are the bad guys. These are the bosses for the first Metal Gear game. First guy's name was Machine Gun Kid. It's a mercenary of the Outer Heaven, former SAS, known for skilled use of machine gun. There's Bloody Brad, TX-11 model Cyberoid developed by the father robotics, Petrov Madnar, same technology. It's later used for Metal Gear, equipped with an AI. That's who that is. Dirty Duck. It's a mercenary also with Outer Haven, former leader of the extremist terror group Eggplant. His weapon of choice is the boomerang. Fire Trooper, mercenary also with the Outer Haven, former GSG-9 member and he wields a flamethrower. And then there's Shotmaker, mercenary, former Spetsnaz and expert with a riot gun. Served as he was the guard for the Outer Havens prison. So that was Nintendo game or MSX game, the first game. Now we get that. Debriefing. So basically, Solid Snake killed them all. See the X's? He killed them all, and he killed Big Boss. Found out Big Boss was the leader, but he killed him. Hopefully this is starting to make some sense. 1999, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. The Zanzibar Land Incident. So this time, since Big Boss was killed, Roy Campbell became the commander of Foxhound and he enlisted Solid Snake again. Solid Snake's support team this time was George Kessler. He's a military intelligence expert who supports Foxhound during the Zanzibar Land disturbance. Kessler has been a member of numerous mercenary outfits from worldwide. He was a mercenary. Let's see, what did he do? Ending his career, he worked as a negotiator. So this is Snake's support team in Metal Gear 2 for the MSX. Jacob Johansson. He's a zoologist, serves as a life science advisor for the science magazine Maxwell. Old college friend of Professor Madnar. 1999. That stuff doesn't matter. And then there's Master Miller. The real Master Miller. Full name, McDonald Benedict Miller. Survival instructor. Hard-nosed and unforgiving. Referred to as Master Miller. Third generation Japanese American. Served as an instructor for the SAS, the Green Beret, and a Marine boot camp. He helped them out for the flora and fauna out there. He lives with his daughter, Catherine. None of this stuff matters. Anyway, so Snake's other support member was Holly White. She was insider. See, this is the Zanzibar Land group. She was an insider, but she was helping him. So who's Holly White? She's a freelance international journalist who snuck into Zanzibar Land to cover the events there. She, let's see. Miss White also works as a fashion model. She serves as an undercover agent for the CIA. Okay. That's great. So, we find out that Big Boss is alive again, and Keo Marv is alive. Gustava Hefner and Petrovich Madnar. What? So basically, we already talked about Madnar, Professor Madnar. Keo Marv, this guy, he's a Czech scientist. These are all the enemies in the Zanzibar Land incident, which is basically Metal Gear 2. He accidentally discovered the basis for Oilix in one of his experiments. So he's also a well-known computer game enthusiast. Likes games. Frequently submitted home-brewed games to a variety of magazines for rave reviews. He was kidnapped. And he was unable to withstand the torture. Then you have Gustava Hefner. Her. She's an undercover agent for Czech secret police. She's abducted by Zanzibar Land along with Dr. Marv while visiting the U.S. She wants a professional figure skater. Who cares about all that? She met a man naming... she fell in love with Frank Yeager, so she fell in love with Gray Fox. Check that out. She became an undercover agent. And, yeah. She entrusts her brooch to Solid Snake and Zanzibar Land, but is killed by cannon blast by the revised Metal Gear T. So she's killed by the guy she's in love with, and that gave her a baby. Nice. Let's talk about the bad guys, shall we? You have Black Ninja. He's a mercenary, formerly a member of NASA's top secret extraterrestrial environmental special force. He's a high-tech ninja, physical abilities. His body's protected by a flex armor suit. His unit was deemed too much of a threat, disbanded. His Shoryuken is his main weapon. His real name is Kyle Schneider. He was the main guy who started the resistance in Outer Haven in the first game. Jungle Evil. He's a mercenary, former member of the Reconnaissance. King of the Jungle. Specializes in ambush and guerrilla warfare. He's known as the Phantom Assassin. He's a mercenary in Vietnam and South Yemen. Single-handedly wiped out 2 companies. He wears a high-tech camouflage that renders him undetectable. There's the Red Blaster. Mercenary. He earned his nickname for skill with grenades. He's an elite assassin. He reportedly studies special operations at the Patrice. Who cares? Running Man. He's also a mercenary. Fastest man in the world. He's a terrorist feared by the West German Domestic Counterterrorism Unit. Basically an explosive guy who can run real fast. Running Man belonged to a radical French terrorist group named Les Enfants Terribles. Oh, we already talked about Jungle Evil. Night Fright. Also a mercenary who uses a soundless pistol called Type 67. It's good. And then we have 4 Horsemen. 4 Horsemen is a covert squad of mercenaries under the direct authority of the president of Zanzibar land. They specialize in assassinations in confined spaces. So in the debriefing, obviously Solid Snake kills everybody. Look at that shit. He killed almost everybody. He kills Frank Yeager. He kills Big Boss again. He kills all these guys. Yeah, he kills everybody. What a badass. Solid Snake. Solid Snake, everybody. In 1999. From 1999 to 2005, Solid Snake retires to Alaska. We see that he's in Alaska. 2005, the Shadow Moses incident. There we go. You guys know this is Metal Gear Solid, the first Metal Gear. We know everybody involved. There's Meryl, the Cyborg Ninja, Solid Snake, Mei Ling. We can talk about these people if you want. Mei Ling, she's a Chinese-American woman who provides Solid Snake with operational support. She wears corrective contact lenses. She's basically a genius. She was actively enrolled in MIT at the time of the Shadow Moses incident. And following it, she worked at the U.S. Army's Weapon Development Center. Yeah, after the events of Big Shell, she lost her position as a military researcher. She got the eye of U.S. Navy Admiral, was promoted to captain and training vessel USS Missouri. Nastasha Romanenko. She's a freelance military analyst. She helped about all the nuke stuff during Metal Gear Solid 1. She helps everybody out. Following the event, she wrote an expose about it. So that's that. And there's Naomi Hunter. Or should we call her Naomi Cunter? Then there's George Sears, the president at that time. And Jim Hausman, who's working directly with... Ooh. Wait. Can't ruin it. There's stories I can't tell you in here. So, this is Metal Gear Solid, the first one, right? And we have Meryl. we already talked about. Then there's Psycho Mantis, Foxhound Psychic Soldier. During the Shadow Moses incident, he participated in a bunch of shit, and yeah. So there's, let's see, who else do we have? We have the Cyborg Ninja, which we know is basically this guy. We know that is Frank Yeager. We thought he died in Zanzibar land, but the Patriots revived him and put him in all that bullshit and all that armor suit stuff. We have Kenneth Baker. He's the president of Arms Tech. He was the one that was working with Metal Gear Rex. We killed him with the fox dye that Naomi implanted because she was also a double agent. Vulcan Raven. Shaman Soldier. Half Native American, half Inuit. I guess that's how you say that. It was thought that his Alaskan blood made him suited for, but Ray's the shaman possessed supernatural powers. He met Revolver Ocelot, created Outer Haven together. He sensed Solid Snake, the bloodline of an East Asian, and the wavelength distinct to those of the natural world. Then there's Decoy Octopus, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Let's talk about Sniper Wolf. See, Hal loved her. Sniper Wolf. She was the sniper, if you guys forgot. She was awesome. She get owned in her own game. And then there's Ocelot. There's Decoy Octopus. That's this guy. Master of Disguise. His disguises are so thorough that it said he even takes in the blood of the subject. He dies. He imitates the DARPA chief to try and get at Snake in the cell, but he dies because of the fox dye that Naomi put in. The real guy, the real Donald Anderson, also known as Sigint, died. So we'll explain. So the head of the defense, this is Donald Anderson. He really died. We were supposed to rescue him in the first Metal Gear Solid. He had been killed during one of Revolver Ocelot's torture sessions. Revolver Ocelot intentionally killed him, but staged it as a torture chamber accident because Anderson was formerly with the Fox unit under the name Sigint and was a founding member of the Patriots. What? And then here's Sergei Gorukovich. Sergei, you guys remember this guy? Joined forces in the hands of Revolver Ocelot, helps with building the Soviet Union. It claims that both nuclear and Metal Gear technology were Russian inventions and attempted to join Liquid Snake in the 2005 uprising in Shadow Moses Island. But he tried to steal Metal Gear Ray and Metal Gear Solid 2, but he died there at the hands of Revolver Ocelot. So let's talk about what happens after Metal Gear Solid 1. Okay, after Metal Gear Solid 1, Snake kills everybody again. He kills Kenneth Baker with Fox Dye. See, he kills Vulcan Raven. He kills Sniper Wolf. He kills Psycho Mantis. But these two, Liquid Snake and Decoy Octopus, he kills them both with Fox Dye. Liquid Snake kills Cyborg Ninja Frank Yeager with the Metal Gear. Remember when he stomped on him and crushed him? He did that. Kenneth Baker was killed by Ocelot. And, yeah. Surprised it doesn't show Liquid Snake is killing, Master Miller. That's what happened. Alright, now we're at Metal Gear. Guys, we're just about done. This is the last one. Now we're here at Manhattan Tanker Incident. This is the tanker incident right before Metal Gear Solid 2. So there's a new group called the Philanthropy, which consisted of Solid Snake and Hal Emmerich. Otacon and Snake made it after Metal Gear Solid 1. They work with Mei Ling, and they work with Nastasha. There's Olga Garukovich. Olga's the only daughter of Sergei, the guy we just talked about. See, her hairy armpits. She successfully gave birth, but after escaping her child with Sonny, well, she considered her father's private army of mercenaries to be family. She believed Solid Snake to be the culprit behind her father's murder and made a bid for revenge. But she successfully gave birth after escaping a sinking ship. Her child, Sonny, however, was taken captive by the Patriots immediately after her birth. Biologically connecting, her daughter's life to Raiden's. Remember, if Raiden died, her daughter died. So now we know. Olga was forced to protect him. During the 2009 takeover of the Big Shell, she acted on the Patriots. She disguised herself as the cyborg ninja. Ultimately, she fought against... She fought against Solid as Snake, but was grabbed by his snake arm and then shot in the head. That's right. Solid just killed her. Solid Snake was responsible for saving her from the sinking ship. And after her death, Raiden and Snake took up her cause. Remember, this is Metal Gear Solid 2. So here's Scott Dolph. This guy is the commander in charge of the Metal Gear, Ray. He was killed by Revolver Ocelot, but he gave birth to a girl named Fortune, which we'll get into here shortly. All right, let's talk about it. Here it is, the Big Shell incident. This is the last one, guys, and then we'll start the game. We'll restart the stream and start the game. All right, so Metal Gear Solid 2 now. Hal Emmerich. We're working with the Marines. There's so many things going on here now. There's Dead Cell. Let's talk about the members of Dead Cell. Well, let's talk about them all first. So, Raiden is the main character, we thought at the time. There's Iroquois Pliskin. This is Iroquois Pliskin. Basically, Solid Snake's alias when he encountered Raiden during his 2009. His alleged rank is Lieutenant Junior, blah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is that he disguised himself. Here's Hal. Again. Hal is the former... You guys remember Hal, Dr. Emmerich, as Otacon from the first game. The second game, he provided intel and help because they had that team together. He's a fan of Japanese otaku stuff. Basically, his family is involved with all kinds of shit stuff. So for generations, the Emmerich family was tied to the tragic history of nuclear war. His grandfather was part of the Manhattan Project that initially developed the atom bomb in the 1960s. A nuclear-armed bipedal walking tank. If you guys remember in Metal Gear Solid 3, remember Granin said that he sent the blueprints over to his friend in the States? His friend was Dr. Otacon, was Otacon's grandfather. Anyway, he has a daughter, Emma Emmerich. That's her. Hello. Young stepsister. She's a genius at AI. Nicknamed EE. She also did a bunch of shit. Her brother was Hal. She created GW, the artificial intelligence, which we can talk about briefly. This is GW. Computer of Arsenal Gear. An optic neural AI said to be the only system in the world with the processing capacity of up to 988 trillion hammets. Anyways, she leaked information about Metal Gear Ray to Hal to try and get Hal to help her, but that didn't work. So anyways, more about Hal. Remember, he peed himself. Obviously, that's important. They thought that I should highlight that. Emmerich tried to help, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? This isn't important. They created Philanthropy, was the group, the anti-Metal Gear group formed by Snake and Otacon. Let's see, Emma deeply... After she died, Emma was stabbed by Vamp. You guys remember that? All right, let's go back. Now that we're done talking about that, there's so much here, so bear with me, guys. There's Peter Stillman. You guys remember him, the Bomb Squad guy. He basically taught Fat Man everything he knew. Then there's Rosemary, which we already talked about Rosemary briefly. And there's Raiden. Here's Raiden. He was a child soldier raised by Solid Snake. Raiden was being manipulated by a program prepared by GW that Emma Emmerich made. GW system was reenacting the events of Shadow Moses, basically to provide for the S3 project, also known as Solid Snake Simulation. The Patriots' true S3 project was not a simulation, but it was selection for social sanity. Basically, they made him fight his dad just like Snake had to fight Big Boss, and there's all kinds of bullshit there. So, all right, so let's talk about things. Here we are. So here's the big bad guy, Solid Snake. We talked about him. There's Jackson. Former leader of the Dead Cell and husband to Fortune unit. He was thrown in Leavenworth prison and he died of exhaustion. The person that did that was Solidus, but they didn't know that. They followed him. Here are the people who acted with him. You have Fortune. That's the Marine guy's daughter. Her real name is doesn't matter. She's a Dead Cell member. They called her Lady Luck because of the bullets always aimed at her. She was at the cost, blah, blah, blah. Daughter of Scott Dolph, who died. Combination of husband death and son-in-law's jailing, committed suicide. She miscarried her child in her second trimester as a result of shock. Jackson died in prison. The man is... her belief that Solid Snake was behind it, she found out later that wasn't the case. Her ability to deflect bullets and render grenades stem from electromagnetic device created by the Patriots. Even though she was shot in the chest by Revolver Ocelot, Fortune's I guess she had a condition that your heart's born on the other side allowed her to survive. I don't know. Who cares? That's her. Then there's Vamp. Okay. Vamp is a freaky motherfucker if you're paying attention, guys. Alrighty, Gorhoff, we're just about done. Formerly Dead Cell's knife wielder, able to dodge bullets and run on water, possessed an immortal body capable of surviving even a bullet to the head. He's a victim to a church bombing as a child, lost his entire family, managed to survive that period by drinking the spilled blood of his family, and which poured from his own chest, earning him the nickname Vamp. He's a member of Dead Cell and felt a strong bond of loyalty to the late Captain Jackson. He was also a bisexual, rumored to have been the lover of Scott Dolph. Oh, the military guy. He was shot by Raiden during his after turning his knife on Emma. Big Shell. His results are unknown. We don't know what happened to him. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the Arctic Circle, there's a few of you in here. Please do me a favor and drop some Arc Love. I'll do it in the chat for you. Drop some Arc Love for Isaac Spill. Welcome into the Arctic Circle. Isaac Spiller Still, thank you so much for the follow. This is very boring, I understand, but for those who are interested in Metal Gear Solid lore, I'm doing it just for you guys. Isaac Spiller Spill. Welcome to the Arctic Circle. May you be cold-hearted and badass. Thank you, man. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I was losing them left and right because of this, but it's okay. We'll get them back. Anyway, so we got Vamp. We talked about Vamp, Fortune. All right, let's talk about the other guys. We have the new Cyborg Ninja, which we knew slightly larger than before. This one happened to be Deep Throat Mr. X, but it was actually Olga Garukovich. Let's see, who do we have here? James Johnson was the president. We already talked about him. We have Emmerich, Ocelot, Richard Ames, Secret Service agent. Remember him? We rescued him. He accompanied President Johnson during the inspection of the Big Shell. He was taken hostage along the president by the Sons of Liberty. In truth, he was actually not a member of the Secret Service under the Department of Homeland Security, but a colonel with the DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency. The reason for going to the Big Shell with President Johnson was to monitor his anti-patriot actions. Ocelot, acting under the Patriots' orders, manipulated the nanomachines within Ames to stop his pacemaker, leading to his death from heart failure. He was formerly married to Nastasha Romanenko. I didn't know that. So he was married to Nastasha. No shit. So then you have Liquid Snake and Ocelot, and that's pretty much it for the Dead Cell members. So let's look at the results, the debriefing. See what actually happened here. Iroquois Pliskin, he didn't kill anybody. But where's our boy Raiden? Where's our boy Raiden? There he is. He killed Fat Man. Oh, we didn't talk about Fat Man. Okay, sorry. Dead Cell member. He's the Emperor of Explosives, born on a child of a watchmaker. Successfully recreated the Fat Man atom bomb at the age of 10. He learned everything he got from that one guy, that one black guy. So, see, Fat Man was killed by Raiden and Peter. He killed Peter Stillman. That's the guy I was talking about. But Solid Snake killed the new Cyborg Ninja, also known as Olga, and he was killed by Raiden. Emmerich was killed by Vamp. Ocelot killed Richard Ames. He killed James Johnson. And he killed... Who else did he kill? He killed Fortune. I forgot he killed Fortune at the end. So that's it. Oh, man. Let's see, hang on. Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We did a complete review of all Metal Gear Solid story. This was everything that had to do with Metal Gear Solid. So if there's anything you don't know, you let me know. We'll go back. I'll publish this on YouTube. What we're going to do here is we're going to end the cast, but don't listen up before you leave. I'm going to restart the cast, and we're going to start with Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops because it's something that we have to play. Okay? We're not done. I'm ending it because I want to end this section. I want to end the section, and then we're going to start it up again. So, if you want to watch the show, don't go anywhere. Sit down, relax, hang tight. We're going to play Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which is part of the story as we continue on. If we can't get that to work, we'll start Metal Gear Solid 4, but I think, from what I'm reading on here, I think we really need to play Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops before we play Metal Gear Solid 4. So, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been an absolute pleasure. You guys have been fantastic. I can't thank you guys enough. I know it was boring. I'm sorry I lost those followers. You know, it's a tough gig. What can I say? But I love you guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to end the cast normally. I'm going to end it normally. because I love you guys. Don't leave. Give me 5 minutes, please. Give me 5 minutes. Do me a favor. I'm going to look. Tweet it out on Twitter. Let me know. Tweet it out. Tag me in it. You can use the hashtag Arctic Circle, but tag me in it. Arctix TV. Let people know that we're going to start Metal Gear Solid, the portable ops. All right? I love you guys. Remember, stay safe, happy, and respectful to each other. And as always, stay frosty. I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. Maybe 10.